Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. It is a great day at South Arkansas Community College. We're so proud to have you be a part of this today. Thank you to our special guests. Thank you to Mr. Howard's guests for being here. Mr. Howard, we're so excited to celebrate you today, sir. We will take time in between speakers to sanitize the microphone and the podium, and so bear with us as we go through that process. We appreciate you keeping your masks on throughout. We appreciate you social distancing if you're not in a family group, and again, thank you for being here. The Spirit of SouthArk President's Award honors individuals, groups, and organizations who have embraced the ideals of the South Arkansas Community College mission statement and the spirit of the college through exemplary accomplishments, commitment, and service, which have resulted in the advancement of SouthArk and our region. The award brings attention to those individuals and organizations who have made lifetime contributions that are broad and far-reaching and which have resulted in an improved quality of life for the citizens of South Arkansas. Today, I am extremely pleased to be able to honor Mr. William R. Howard with the Spirit of SouthArk President's Award. Bill Howard is a true friend of this college, and he continues to support our students and our employees with his unwavering commitment to personal success through education. Mr. Howard's lived experience is one of fulfilled obligation. Fulfilled obligation to his country, fulfilled obligation to his state, fulfilled obligation to his adopted hometown of El Dorado, and most importantly, fulfilled obligation to his beautiful wife, Cecilia. Mr. Howard was born and raised just up the road in Hampton. He served in the 3rd Army Headquarters in England under General Patton in World War II, and he crossed the English Channel 12 days after D-Day. Shortly after the war, he met Cecilia in Germany, where he lived for 3 years before returning to the United States. Following the war, Mr. Howard attended the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, where he earned bachelor's and master's degrees. After graduating from the university, Bill and Cecilia relocated to El Dorado, and they both worked for the Lion Oil Company. As avid water skiers, scuba divers, duck, deer, and squirrel hunters, and all-around outdoor enthusiasts, the Howards spent years traveling the world and enjoying their many exciting adventures. They did numerous dives on shipwrecks along the shores of Mexico and were even included in the 1970 scuba diving documentary, 5 Fathoms to a Ship's Grave. Mr. Howard donated to SouthArk a beautiful and significant coral collection, which he retrieved while diving in the Caribbean Sea. To this day, Mr. Howard is still an outdoorsman. He loves to load his 4-wheeler in the back of his truck and ride the river bottoms of his South Arkansas property. Bill Howard has provided outstanding and continuing philanthropic support to South Arkansas Community College for many years. He has embraced SouthArk's mission and fully supports the success of our students. Heritage Plaza, where we sit today, was named in honor of Bill and Cecilia in recognition of his support for the college, and a portrait of Mr. Howard hangs in the foyer of the SouthArk Library. Bill has supported success for our students through the William R. and Cecilia Howard Endowed Scholarship, and he has been a major donor to the Charles A. Hayes Advanced Manufacturing Training Center on our East Campus. The South Arkansas Community College Foundation is honored to say that Mr. Howard is the top donor to our foundation, with gifts totaling close to $1 million. Mr. Howard's continuing contributions and support for the college have been a wonderful example of his generosity, kindness, and advocacy. Many students have completed their education, gone to work, and support their families because of Bill's commitment to education and his legacy of student support at SouthArk will continue for generations to come. Thank you, Bill. We have a special presentation for Mr. Howard at the conclusion of the ceremony. But first, we have a group of very important members of the SouthArk family who will add their thoughts about Mr. Howard and his impact on our college and community. First up is Mr. Jose Covas, a member of the South Arkansas Community College Board of Trustees and the SouthArk Foundation Board of Directors.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to start out, Mr. Greg Withrow, president of our foundation, was supposed to be here today and found himself a little ill last night. He thought it would be best if he didn't come to the event, but he normally speaks from the heart, and he found himself having to write a note so I could read it for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and give you his thoughts, and then I'll talk to you about my own. This note from Greg Withrow, who could not attend this wonderful event. There is no better person than Bill Howard to receive this 2020 Spirit of SouthArk President Award. I personally met Bill Howard during the Heritage Green Space fundraising campaign way back around 2013. As this project continued forward, Mr. Howard contributed the donation for the naming rights of this plaza, which is now named William R. and Cecilia Howard Heritage Plaza. This was the beginning of a journey with Mr. Howard and the foundation team that continues to this day. It has been a personal honor to get to know Mr. Howard and understand his selfless giving to our college, community, state, and the United States. From the stories about when he was in World War II as part of General Patton's Mobile Command to all his adventures and experiences in his life. As this relationship grew, his generosity and compassion for SouthArk Community College continued to grow. He attends almost every event since the relationship began, and he's there with a smile. He also has no problem letting you know what his thoughts are, and if you're smart, you'll listen closely. His recognition of the importance of SouthArk to our community and the foundation scholarships for students helps improve the overall quality of life for our area. He understands this deeply, and his selfless giving of financial support and wisdom to this institution has been an honor for me to be a part of the last 8 years. Bill, and this is coming from Greg, I close with, thank you for your friendship, leadership, wisdom, and commitment to SouthArk and the foundation. I do not really think it can be put into words how much you are appreciated. Thank you again, my friend, Greg. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story with, and if I called him Mr. Howard, he'd probably get mad at me, so my story with Bill, okay? I met Bill a few years back. There was a little birthday party, and I did not know he was going to participate, but we actually had 3 gentlemen there, pillars of the community, and I'm going to say all of them were 90 or better, okay? And that was my first time meeting Mr. Bill Howard with those other 2 gentlemen. You know, I can sit here and talk about his accomplishments. We've already been through a lot of those. I could talk about the improvements that he's done in society, our community. We've already done some of that, and a lot of you know what those are. What I want to talk about is about the friendship that Bill and I have forged over these few years. And typically, a friendship starts with an introduction, but then it continues because of common ideas, disagreements that you can agree to disagree on, common interest. And just to tell you a few of the interests that Bill and I have together, typical South Arkansas guys, and I'm a transplant probably more so than he is, but you know, hunting and fishing, those things are common to a lot of people, and they certainly were common to Bill and I. And then we get to discussing some of the deeper things that we like to do and find out that he was a beekeeper and so am I. We find out that he was a scuba diver, and so am I. You know, so there's a lot of other things that we have in common. We look at education, and he has a deep love for educating our community, and so do I. We look at this community as a whole. SouthArk, South Arkansas, and Bill has been a huge part of this. So we had a lot of things in common that we both loved, we both enjoyed. So I could sit in his living room for an hour or two at a time, and we could talk about everything under the moon. And it was a really interesting experience the first day. I sat at his house and we had a cup of hot tea and enjoyed some discussions. And since then, I've returned on several occasions to talk to Bill. But the things that I admire about Bill and the things that are really important to me, number one, and the first thing that was very evident to me, was his passion for his wife, Cecilia. He had deep passion for her, and she was always at the center of his life and participated in so many things with him. So they were a partner, and that was just outstanding. I just thought that was great. His passion for educating or providing educational opportunities for people. And I sat at his house one day, a couple times actually, we've had a conversation about those educational opportunities. And when he talked about, for example, a single mother being able to get a scholarship to change her life, you could see in his eyes that this was genuine coming from him, that it was important to him that he could participate in that and he could help change people's lives. You know, Bill Howard has been gifted in his life. He lived a good life, and he wants to share that with others, and he has done so. So his passion for that is very, very deep to my heart. His passion for helping medical research, and some of you are aware of the things that he's done for that. Some of you may not be, but Bill Howard has been very involved for a long period of time. It's not something he's just done recently, but he's been involved in medical research and helping find cures and things for cancer and some other things. So, you know, he's just passionate. He's got passion for all that. He's got passion for his neighborhood children. You can see back there, sitting behind him, he's got a bench back there that are his neighbors. And there's not a single day that I visit with him that they're not mentioned, okay? And they're very important to him and have been throughout their entire lives. So his passion for the people, his passion for the community, and you know, finally, his passion for the local community, which him and Cecilia made their lives. He could have chose to live anywhere. He could have chose to do anything he wanted to. But he moved here, he worked here, and he made his life here, you know. And he worked hard and he played hard. I've heard stories, now I don't know how true they are, because he didn't tell me those stories, but I've heard stories that he could get on a pair of skis down here at Morro Bay, go all the way down to Crossett Harbor and back. You know, that's a long way, okay? So, and I guess what I want everybody to leave with, and what I leave with here, on occasion in your life, you find some nuggets or some gems that bring wisdom and inspiration to yourself. And that's what Bill has been to me. Okay? He's one of those nuggets of wisdom and inspiration that I'm glad I ran across, because you don't run across those all the time. So Bill, I want to say thank you on behalf of SouthArk for being a nugget for the college as well, but I want to say thank you for being that wisdom and that inspiration to me personally. And congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jose. Up next, we have Ms. Cynthia Reyna, the director of our foundation.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace. Good morning. I'm delighted that all of you could join us for this very special ceremony today. We are deeply proud to honor Mr. Howard for his many gifts to this institution. He is such a champion of education, and we are pleased that he and his friends, all of you, are with us today. I would like to share my comments about Mr. Howard from a personal point of view. I can tell you that since I met him 9 years ago, this Renaissance man has had a tremendous impact on me. He has educated me, and also my colleague, Christy Cottrell, on many different subjects. Here are some things I want to tell you that I did not know before I met him. On his and Cecilia's deep sea diving adventures, we have a beautiful collection of shells and corals in our foundation office. In this collection, he has given us a conch shell. Did you know that the conch shell, the conch, has a foot located inside the shell, and that you have to hammer the shell to detach the conch meat? You can make conch fritters and use the meat to make a delicious salad with lots of lime juice. We didn't know that. Christy and I have lived vicariously through his and Cecilia's many adventures. Other artifacts that he has given us are glass beads from a sunken merchant ship. Did you know that he has used these beads to make beautiful rings? On the topic of monarch butterflies, Mr. Howard has planted butterfly weed on campus. This weed is the sole food source for monarch butterfly caterpillars, and without it, the monarchs cannot make their migration to central Mexico every year. We did not know that before we met Mr. Howard. And we've been fortunate, Christy and I, to have had him bring us chrysalis to our office. And we have seen the beautiful adult monarchs emerging from their chrysalis right in our office. We have excitedly let them go right outside our window for their journey to Mexico. Speaking of plants, did you know that you can make an organic insecticide from Murphy oil soap? It's super cheap and will keep the aphids away from your plants, right? Lastly, on Bill's and Cecilia's epic water skiing trips, who ever heard of skiing from this county, right from the Washita River, all the way down to arrive in Monroe for lunch? We did not know this could be done. And by the way, they returned on skis that very same day. There are so many other nuggets of amazing knowledge that Mr. Howard has shared. Bill, you indeed have been a great teacher to me and to many of us. Your impact on everyone at SouthArk has been profound. You have created a rich environment for all of our employees and amazing opportunities for students to succeed. Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you, Cynthia. Next we have Miss Brianne Ruiz. She's a physical support technician here at the college, and she will share comments from students who have received scholarships through Mr. Howard's generosity.
Good morning. It's an honor to speak on behalf of students who have received the William R. Howard Endowed Scholarship. Many students at SouthArk have benefited from Mr. Howard's generosity and support. His contributions have had a tremendous impact in students' abilities to complete their education, which has enabled them to graduate, become employed, and support their families. Mr. Howard, your scholarship recipients want you to know that they are grateful you have helped them to complete their education. What I have with me today are some of their heartening comments. Our first student says, "My goal is to earn my licensed practical nursing certification and to complete my registered nursing degree. I have a heavy student load and am also a single mother to a preschooler. This scholarship has helped me to take the financial pressure off of me so I can focus on my studies and spend more time with my daughter. A criminal justice student says, "My goal is to become an FBI or drug enforcement agent. I am a single mother and it's very hard to work full-time and be a parent. But I want a better life for my daughter. That is why I am attending college. I'm trying my best to get a degree so that my child's life can be easier than my own life has been. I am honored to have been awarded this scholarship." Our third student, who is a nursing student, says, "I am studying to be a registered nurse. My plans are to complete my master's degree and work in a hospital intensive care unit. Having this scholarship has made it easier for me to complete my education. It is giving me the opportunity to be the first member of my family to graduate college. They are so very proud of me. I am working and studying hard and learning that an education is very important to making something of myself." A physical therapist assistant student says, "My scholarship will allow me to pursue a successful career in physical therapy so that I can help others get back to their daily functions of life. This scholarship will help take off some of the financial stress of paying for school and my books. I could not go to school without your help." And finally, our last student says, "I work full-time as a licensed practical nurse and am a single mother of a 10-year-old. I will be graduating with a degree in surgical technology. This scholarship will help me to provide a better future for both me and my son. I want him to know that it's important to attend college so he can support his own family when he grows up. I want everyone to know that it is never too late to go back to school and never give up on your dreams." Mr. Howard, as you've heard from these 5 voices of many, your scholarship is providing the greatest opportunities, not only for SouthArk students, but for the families that they rely on them. On their behalf, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you, Bree. Mr. Howard, would you join me at the podium, sir? Well, you all have heard the many reasons why Mr. Howard is deserving of this award, and it is a great, great honor for me to present the SouthArk, the Spirit of SouthArk President's Award to Mr. Bill Howard.
I would like to state that I have thoroughly enjoyed my relationship with SouthArk. And there's one thing that I do want to mention. I think the most important thing that SouthArk has accomplished the last few years is on the East Campus, the Hayes Mechanical Training School. A welder that comes out of that facility on a Friday with his certificate can go to work on a Monday and have a decent salary. Not only the welder, but other trades that are trained there. Where a fine arts degree might have to scratch around for a few weeks and probably will not come up with the salary that the welder has. So that facility to me is most important, and we owe Greg, who was not able to be here, a debt of gratitude for all the work he did in accomplishing that. I asked the foundation people to do a little research for me recently, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to know how many of the students that had utilized my scholarship were unwed mothers. It turned out when they came back, 9 out of 15 students were unwed mothers. That was important. But the most important part was the fact that most of those were nursing students. So the fact that I have helped put that many nurses among our population is most satisfying to me. I appreciate all of you coming. Thank you again.
Thank you, Bill, and congratulations. Thank you to everyone who came today. You being here is very special to us at the college, and I know to Mr. Howard. Thank you, and Bill, congratulations again. Thank you for everything you do. Thanks, everybody.